Hey everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about something super important to businesses, which is profit. And at the end of this video, you should be able to comfortably calculate profit for any business scenario. We're going to start by talking about the Wildcat store. So the school store where we sell our school apparel. We sell things like hoodies, as you see in this picture here. So let's say the Wildcat store sells this black hoodie shown on the right. Okay, we sell the hoodie for $30. We purchase each hoodie for $17. The question is, how much profit do we make on each hoodie sold? Okay, and in order to calculate profit, we need to understand each of these numbers a little bit, the 30 and the 17. Okay, the 30 is our selling price, so you need to start thinking like a business person rather than a customer, right? The business will receive $30 from the customer. That number represents our revenue. Okay, revenue is the money, use some dollar sign there, the money a company brings in. Keyword being before they pay any expenses, which will bring me to what is expenses. Let's space this out a little bit so we have more room. That's better. Okay, so anytime you're talking about money a company brings in, their income is another word for revenue. That's what revenue is. We're going to even write income off to the side because that might be more familiar. Okay, expenses then. Expenses are the company's costs. Okay, so in this scenario, the 17 is the company's expenses. And expenses are the money a company spends on supplies. Just a little vocab here. For example, expenses could be rent for a store. It could be the cost of the hoodie, like in this case. So they have to purchase a plain black hoodie. Then they have to pay a graphic designer to design something and print it on. All of those are a company's expenses. So another word for expenses could be costs for supplies. Last but not least, then there's profit. So you have revenue, which is what you bring in, expenses, which is what you spend. And after those two things, you hopefully make profit, because profit isn't just the money the company brings in, it's the money they get to keep after expenses, which we'll calculate in a second. So that would be the money a company profits, right? Can't use the word in the definition though. So the money a company keeps after paying back costs or paying back expenses. And just to highlight the key word there, the key word is keeps. So it's after you pay, like your graphic designer, it's after you pay rent. And how do you calculate profit? Well, that's when I like to think about this example here. So in the Wildcat store, we have this hoodie, this black hoodie. Okay, we sold the hoodie to a customer for $30, right? The company then goes and hands you $30, or the customer then goes and hands you $30 rather. Okay, but you had to pay for this hoodie, right? You had to pay for the hoodie and the printing on it, and that was $17. So the money that we keep, well, you think we're keeping 30 because that's what the customer hands you. No, you have to take 17 out of that $30 and pay your credit card bill or pay it back, whatever it is. So in order to calculate profit, we're going to take the $30 the customer hands us and subtract the $17 that we had to pay for that hoodie, because we don't get to keep the money we paid for it. And that's going to be our profit, which in this case would be $13. Okay. To summarize that, this is your profit equation. And this is going to be super important because we talk about profit all year long because, well, business class, right? So profit, to calculate profit, you take your revenue, which was $30 or your selling price, and you subtract your expenses. Okay. Or you take your income and you subtract what you had to pay for it. That's profit. Please make sure you have all of this written down, including the example, because again, this is the whole basis of our classes. How do you make profit? That's what a business wants to do, right? Make sure you ask any questions if you have it. But this is what I want you to do. So we're going to look at a second scenario. This is a student business called Yours Truly. They made handmade greeting cards, as you can see in the picture here. Okay, each card costs them $1 to make. So let's highlight some of this important information. It's a good skill to looking at a word problem. And then they sell them to customers for $4. We're going to calculate profit. Go ahead and pause the video. I want you to answer what you think the profit would be, and I'll come back with the answer. Okay, if done correctly, you should tell me that Yours Truly makes a profit of $3 on every sale or every greeting card sold. Okay, just to sort out the information, $4 is our income because that's what the customer hands them. It's the money coming in. $1 was the cost to make it, so that's our expense. $4, take away $1 for expenses, they keep $3 on every sale sold. So that's an introduction to how to calculate profit. Again, profit is revenue minus expenses, and there's some vocab in there. Make sure you have all this written down, and then have a good rest of your day.